Why are you just sitting around relying on luck? Work hard because who knows, maybe luck is relying on you. David Goggins is a guy whose early life was really tough. But by the end of this video, you'll understand that if a person is stubborn and a little crazy, there's nothing they can't become, nothing they can't achieve, nothing they can't change, whether it's their time, their circumstances, or even themselves. By the end of this video, you'll realize that whether luck is on your side or not, if a person is hardworking, stubborn, and a bit crazy, they can change everything. It doesn't matter what you have, how poor you are, how helpless you feel, or how much suffering you've been through. None of that matters. But if you want to, you can change everything. David Goggins started out weighing 136 kilos, but with such passion and madness, he brought it down to 75 kilos. At first, he couldn't even read or write. He says, "I couldn't write, and every time I tried, I thought I just couldn't do it." But today, his book Can't Hurt Me is one of the most popular books out there. That's how far he's come. The journey of TAC will shock you because you need to learn about David Goggins. You might have heard of him, but let me tell you, he's the kind of guy who successfully completed training for Army Ranger, Navy SEAL, Air Force Technical Air Control. Stuff most people aren't even prepared for physically or mentally. Navy SEAL training is like hell, so intense that even the toughest guys break down. To put it simply, it's almost impossible. In this training, you have to do everything that makes a person physically and mentally strong. David Goggins set a crazy world record by doing 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours. After that, he ran more than 7 Ultraman races. He took 3rd place in the Badwater Ultraman in Death Valley. People often describe him as a machine. He also has the unique honor of being the only American soldier to complete training with the Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, and Air Force Tactical Air Control. But his journey wasn't easy. His family was in a really tough spot in the early days. Their parents got divorced when they were just a kid, so they ended up completely alone. After being alone, they had 2 choices. Either accept the situation and live a middle-class life, or overcome their fears, change themselves, and go after everything they wanted. In 1998, at 24 years old, they applied for a trainee program but were told they were too overweight for the job. They needed to lose over 100 pounds. Lesson number 1. Accept the situation, meaning accept the flaws you have. Accept your weaknesses and mistakes. Acknowledge that they're a part of you, but also think about how to overcome them. They say ultramarathons are the toughest races in the world, and not everyone can run them. To win, it's not just about running well. Passion, craziness, and seriousness are the most important things. He said the journey wasn't easy at all. At first, I thought I would slow down, but they had already made a promise. When they ran 100 meters, half of them stopped and sat down tired. They didn't have the stamina to keep running. They didn't have the courage, but still, they had 2 options. Either stop running and quit the whole thing, or listen to the voice inside and say, "I have to keep running because it's necessary and important." The next day, they bravely tried to push through again, but once more they failed. David Goggins says life is all a mind game. When we get stuck in the little and big dramas of life, we forget that no matter how bad things get, no matter how terrible the pain is, it all ends once you decide to be stubborn and push through. All those excuses, they're just that, excuses. Excuse me, but all this is inside us, so learn to trick your mind. That's the only way you'll move forward. Lesson number 2, learn to take responsibility. It's true, if you don't take responsibility for your own life, no one else is going to come and change you. If you want to change, you've got to work hard yourself. Sisters, no matter what, you've got to keep pushing ahead because it's important. David Goggins says, be more motivated than you need to be and fill yourself up with energy beyond the limit. Seriously, get so passionate and driven that people start thinking you've lost your mind. The world of phones and the internet. If you step back and look at things from a bit of a distance, you'll realize that you're getting to know yourself, recognizing your mistakes, and seeing every little thing inside you that needs to change. Everything that's keeping you away from success. Now is the time to change those things. When we truly understand ourselves, there's nothing left to figure out except how to pay attention to ourselves in a way that helps us move forward and fix those shortcomings. Until we know ourselves, we can't change anything within us. It's just like not knowing something at all. And you keep trying to change it, but this mind always tricks you. It wants you not to do hard work, just to relax and give up everything. But if you give in to the mind's temptations, even bigger problems will come your way. That's why you have to tell your mind it's important. Tell it that you have to do the work and you need to get up right away and start work. If you delay, the mind will win. In other words, don't give your mind a way to escape. David Goggins says that in the beginning days, when I used to sit and study, I had zero interest in studying. Writing was out of the question. I didn't even know what I was supposed to do, but still, I kept writing to it. Even without any courage, I kept doing that again and again. My mind kept telling me to run away from it, to just quit, but I didn't give up. Even when it felt like the best thing to do was to leave it and run, I kept going. David Goggins says, I've heard since childhood that hard work is everything. Whatever we get comes from hard work. Everything we achieve involves hard work. If something comes without hard work, we never truly value it. They didn't understand, so hard work is the only way to get everything you want. You've got to realize that if you want something in life, you have to work hard. There's no other option. Even though they had a hard time remembering what they read or wrote, they kept writing it down again and again. Eventually, they understood that writing was necessary, like their workout diet, everything in their daily routine. They would write it all on one page so they could actually get it. They realized they only understood things by writing them down. That's when change became necessary. David Goggins, they say that for Navy SEALs, knowing how to swim was a must, but their bones were so heavy that they just couldn't float. Whenever they tried to swim, they would sink. They kept trying again and again, but because their bodies were so heavy, they kept sinking. Still, they didn't give up. David Goss says that when we choose the hard task over the easy one, our mind gets mentally prepared to fight and understand that challenge. But if we think something is too easy and say, I don't want to do it, then our mind doesn't change at all. It's the same when you step into your comfort zone. If there's a tough path to learning something new or changing something, that's actually where the fun begins. You'll experience those things in a whole new way. That's why the hard road always ends up being more enjoyable. Keep control over yourself because that's true. When you don't control yourself, everything happens to you from the outside. You're not commanding your body, so things you don't want are happening, and that's what leads you in the wrong direction. Never go to sleep with a negative mindset. Don't just think about sleeping. Instead, learn to control yourself before you go to bed. You can do meditation. Set up your room, keep a bottle of water by your bed. These small things will teach you self-control and make you more productive. This is good for you. Stop giving yourself too much comfort. David Goggins says the more comfort we give ourselves, the lazier we become, and the more challenges we face, the stronger we get. Our body is made so that we can shape it however we want, but that only happens when we put it in the right environment. The tougher, the better. The more you rest, the weaker and lazier your body gets. But the harder you work and the more you challenge your body, the stronger it becomes. You can actually see the changes happening in yourself. Everything is in your hands, from just getting out of bed to running fast. You can control it all and improve. We have the power to either ruin ourselves or build ourselves up. We can do anything we want, but it all depends on staying in control of ourselves. We don't have control. Our thoughts are one thing, but things happen differently. We want to do one thing, but our mind makes us do something else. Because of this, life often heads toward ruin. The sooner we rein it in, the better. This life is our responsibility. Whatever we do it for ourselves. Whatever we learn for ourselves. And that's what helps us throughout our lives. So don't run away from hard work, don't make excuses, don't put off your tasks until tomorrow. Get rid of bad habits, focus on life, understand today, and prepare for tomorrow. When we take responsibility, that's when we start changing ourselves. You know, when you think about it, time, circumstances, and the whole atmosphere keep changing. If a person is hardworking and persistent, everything takes some time to come together. It takes time for things to get right. But it's not like they'll never get right. One day they do. David Goggins says, I never think about giving up. Whenever I feel like I'm too tired and I don't have the strength anymore, I tell myself I've got plenty of strength left and I can do this. Then a fresh burst of energy comes and I get the job done much easier. Pain. We get stronger when we go through pain, struggles, and problems. The more you face them, the stronger you become. But this only happens if you get used to fighting your fears instead of making excuses and actually face whatever's coming. We must be prepared. It's important to be ready for every situation, no matter what. When you're prepared, you gain the courage to fight. Whatever comes your way in life, no matter what it is, always be ready. Prepare yourself beforehand by saying, yeah, I'm ready. Whatever comes, I'll see it through, I'll fight it, I'll endure it, and I'll handle it. They say change is all in the mind. If you get that, you've changed. Let me know how you liked the video in the comments, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Also, drop a comment telling me David Gower's birthday. Until then, see you in another fun video tomorrow. Thanks.